Hi, it's Mitz from MyLifeMits. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today is a flip through of my Hobonichi Techo, and I'm going to try and do this face to face again. Sorry, that was really close. It's really hot today in Japan, and sorry, I'm just really humid. I had the windows open, but I have construction going on in the front and the back of the apartment, so I have the windows closed for now, so it's really hot, so I'm going to get through this quickly. So I'm going to do the flip through for the month of June. As I did with the May, I put the Hobonichi challenge prompts here on my title page of June. And for the first and the second, I actually did a video on the Tim Holtz distress stains, and I used the Tomoe River paper. Some people they were curious, and then so I didn't want to just leave it as is, so I decided to participate in the brush letter practice challenge, and I used the Kokoiro pen, this one here, and I just did a couple of words there. And this one is a Hobonichi challenge as well, so a vintage phone, a sunny beach, a volleyball, and a stuffed animal, and just some washi tape. The fourth, I wrote a quote: "He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life." And that once again is written using the Kokoiro marker from Muhammad Ali. The quote was from Muhammad Ali. And then on the 5th, the neighbors, we decided to go to an aquarium. Initially we wanted to go to a farm, but I think it was raining or something. So we decided to go to an aquarium, and we also went to a very famous, I don't know if it's very famous, but a famous udon place, and it was featured on TV, so we decided to go there. There was quite a bit of a lineup, but it was so worth it. I'm not a huge udon noodle eater. Like I like to eat it, but it's not really special to me. I love ramen, but udon is, you know, it's okay, but this place was really good. And I just kind of drew a photo or a picture of it. The udon is really thick noodles, and you dip it into this sauce or soup, and usually when I have udon, it's combined, like it's put in together, the soup and the noodles are together, but this one you dip it in here. It was really, really good. And then on the 6th, Happy Mail. If you've been following on YouTube and Instagram, you know that I purchased a couple of Traveler's notebooks. It's crazy. I need to do a no spend. It's just too much, but yeah. So I received the Leather for Craft notebook there, and my Lady Falcon Traveler's notebook as well, and I absolutely love both. I love my Lady Falcon Travelers. It's just really, really nice. It's actually housing my July inserts. That's why it's not on here right now. The 7th, just some washi tape. My new love is the Lady Falcon Traveler notebook, and oh yeah, skin tags. I have these, like, I don't know if you can see, but these skin tags, and I was reading online about it, and I think it's like a pregnancy thing. I didn't have this with my previous pregnancy, but just all of a sudden I have all these skin tags coming up. And it just is kind of strange to me, and my son, when I'm holding him, he like picks at them. Like, it's so weird, I don't know. But yeah, like just a whole bunch of skin tags just started appearing. And then on the 8th, I got the junk journal from the Paper Addiction, and if you know Michelle, you know her work is just so nice. So when she mentioned that she had some journals available, some junk journals available on an Etsy shop, I had to get it. So I did an unboxing. I don't know when this video is going to go up, but I have filmed the unboxing, and I will definitely post it up. Just so lovely. So I tried to draw that there. It's obviously not very good, but I drew that, and then I wrote no spend for the rest of the year. Like, I just it's been crazy lately. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I'm trying not to spend anymore. And then on the 9th, my neighbor told me about like a stamping event that was happening at a close by daycare center, and so I went there. This is not a really good picture, but they use like the Lego piece, the circles in the Lego piece, and they, you know, dip it in the ink, and then you just kind of stamp on the paper. And my son, he had fun, but you know, like he'd rather play with the cars that were at the daycare center. But yeah, it was a nice event. And then this one is just a quote: "Journaling is like whispering to oneself and listening at the same time." This is by Mina Murray. And then I did some washi tape border there. I also filmed a DIY. I'm not sure if this is going to be up before or not, but really simple and easy and nice and colorful. On the 11th, my husband and I went to a festival, a Vietnamese festival in Tokyo. It was so nice. We were able to eat some pho and mango shaved ice, and I've done a journal with me process video, so I will post that up. But it was a really nice day. It's nice to kind of get out. My parents-in-law were able to watch my son that day, so it was really nice to get out with my husband. And on the 12th, we had an early birthday for my son, who is now 2 years old. It's kind of crazy thinking about that. And he got, it's called purareru in Japanese. It's just like a train set. So my parents-in-law gave that for him for his birthday. He absolutely loved it. So on the 13th is a quote. Unfortunately, that's when the Orlando shooting happened. I wrote here, it's a quote by Mr. Rogers, and then it says here, "When I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, 'Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping.'" And I wrote here, these are mainly Maggello paints. And you can see here it's really, really vibrant, the color of the Maggello paints. I actually received like I guess it's kind of like a sample set, and I won a giveaway on Instagram. So it's really, really nice. I'm really pleased with how it came out. And on the 14th, I'm just some washi tape I cut up and tried to decorate. I just have been having issues with sleeping. It's probably a pregnancy thing. I spoke to the doctor about it, and they said, well, you know, you can't really do anything about it. It's your body preparing for the sleepless nights anyways. So just take it easy, watch a movie, whatever. But yeah, I've been sleeping 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then my son gets up in a couple hours, and I'm just exhausted throughout the day. And sometimes I'm able to take a nap when he's napping as well. But it's just been really tough. This pregnancy has been so different from my first. So I just wrote that there. This one is a quote. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know why I forget to use my pencil crayons. So I did this one with the Muji multi-pen, which I'm not really... I mean, it's nice to have on the go, but the color isn't really... The colors aren't really vibrant. Anyways, I wrote a quote here. It says, "Sometimes when you're in a dark place, you think you've been buried, but actually you've been planted." Really good quote. That's by Christine Kane, I think it is. Sorry, I can't read my writing. But yeah, that's a really nice quote. And the 16th is my son's actual birthday. I attempted to draw a ichiman bill. It's like kind of like $100. My husband had to go to a wedding, and the custom here is that when you give money for weddings or like it's gift, it has to be like crisp bills. They can't be bills that are like bent or folded and then kind of refolded or whatever. So I was having trouble finding a bank that was open. I think they close at like 3 or 4. It's just really, it's ridiculous. And so I found a bank that was open, like the travel exchange place was open, and I was trying to ask them, like, I need some crisp bills. And then the guy showed me a machine that you just kind of put in your old bills, and then it will kind of shoot out crisp ones. It was really neat. It was my first time experiencing that, so I drew that there. The standard here, I think for one person, is like $300 as a gift for a wedding, which is expensive. I think back home it's like around $100 maybe. Of course there's a range, but here it starts around 300, so it's really expensive. Fortunately, it was just my husband that went to the wedding. So another thing, I'm sorry, I'm going to ramble a little bit here, but another thing about the weddings in Japan is that it was a wedding for my husband's coworker, so I didn't have to go. Like usually, if we were in Canada, I would invite my coworker plus their spouse or family, and everybody would come as a family. But here, it's not the case. You would just invite your coworker, and that's it. I thought that was pretty different, but yeah. So I drew that there. The 17th, finally, I was able to get some sleep. I think my mother-in-law came that day, I'm not too sure. But I was able to get 6 hours. And then on the 18th is just a quote, you never worry about fitting in when you're custom made. And that's by Drake. And I just tried to do a watercolor flower there. And I've seen this floating around on Instagram as well, just coloring the Hobonichi squares with watercolor. The 19th, Happy Father's Day. Just journaling, and these are actually washi tape that I cut out and just pasted some washi tape there. The 20th, my son started whispering, which is so cute. If I ask him to whisper something, he'll whisper. It's really, really cute. And then I started watching Orange is the New Black on Netflix, and just this really I'm loving these like really quirky Oji-san stickers. Oji-san means old man, but hopefully it's in focus there. The 21st is another quote. This is by Leo Tolstoy. He stepped down, trying not to look long at her, as if she were the sun, yet he saw her like the sun, even without looking. It's really, really pretty. This is also by the Magello paints that I used, and I used the fine point. Finally, I got brave enough to use the fine point, and I'm really liking the fine point, the water brush. And then on the 22nd is just more watercolor practice, and this was inspired by this person on Instagram, and it's really pretty watercolor art that she has on. The 23rd, just some stickers, and my son started saying apple juice. He can't say juice, so he just says apple juice. It's really cute. And then on the 24th is a huge shocker. The UK decided to, or voted to leave the EU, and I don't know, it was just really shocking for me. So I wrote that in there. Just added some stickers. And then on the 25th, I tried to write a quote and then I made a mistake, but I like it anyways. It says, sometimes your circle decreases in size but increases in value. And then I put some washi tape there. I like this quote because I went to visit a friend. She moved away. She lives a little further away now, so my husband and I my husband was able to take the car and drive us there, but it was just really nice to catch up with her. It's hard to make friends in a foreign country or a country that you're not really used to. I mean, I've been here for 3 years now, but I don't know, I'm not really a social person, and my Japanese isn't that great. It should be, because I've been here for 3 years, but it's not that great, and I'm not the type of person to just kind of randomly chat up a conversation with somebody. But anyways, so I wrote that quote in there. I thought it was really appropriate for it. And then on the 26th, the neighbors and I went to a farm. This time it wasn't raining, so we were finally able to go to a farm. It's a free farm, so it doesn't cost money. So we went there, and my son, last time they didn't have donkeys, I don't think. I'm not sure, but anyways, my son was feeding the donkeys there, and he was having tons of fun that time. The 27th, I think I was watching Amy Tangerine, and she wrote Love More, and so I just did the same thing. I actually never done this before. I put some distress stains, I let it dry, and then I thought to myself, what happens if I do watercolor on top of the distress stain? Is it going to move? And it didn't. This is the Magello paints again. I smudged, this is my fault, but I smudged it a little bit, but yeah, it didn't move. I thought it would kind of mix together, but it didn't, so nice to know that. 28th is another quote. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. And that's by Albert Einstein. I don't know about you, but I just love the way watercolor looks. Like how like some parts are light and then there's like darker parts, and it's just so dynamic. Like even this Albert Einstein, if you can see, like there's like lighter parts and darker parts. It's just really nice. Okay, moving on. The 29th is another, this is the one that I filmed. I did the DIY washi tape border. This is just some watercolor. It says strive for progress, not perfection. And yeah, so that's that. And the 30th, explosions. What happened? Oh, bombing in Istanbul airport as well as back home. Really, really shocking. But anyways, so I think that's it for this book. This is the Avec A6 Hobonichi Techo. That's what it looks like. Let me show you the July to December. That's what it looks, or maybe I'll take it out so that you can see. I haven't filled in my pages yet for July because I was going to do One Book July. I mean, I'm participating in One Book July, but I still kind of want to continue with the every day in this Hobonichi Techo. So but I'm not sure. Anyways, that's the difference here. You can see that. Yeah, this time I filled it a lot with like collaging and photo. Not so many photos, but collaging and washi tape and stickers. So it is a little bit thicker than my previous year, I believe. But yeah, that is my flip through for June. I don't know if I'm going to do July because, like I said, I'm participating in the One Book July. But at the same time, I still want to use the Tomoe River paper and maybe practice like brush lettering or just write about my days. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry about all the rambling. Sorry I'm all sweaty. It's so hot now. I need to open the window, so I'm going to get going. But thank you so much for your support. I really, really appreciate you watching. I will see you soon.